Hello, welcome to my studio. If you are new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. So to catch you up, we did a video of doing these backgrounds, and this was all laid down with gel matte medium, and I just picked text, black and whitish. There's some cream color, but getting a neutral background so that the blank page wasn't quite so intimidating. It's just kind of breaking that blank page. And then I went ahead and I covered this with Liquitex clear gesso. So this has a coat of the clear gesso and it's dry. And so we did do, and I don't know if you can see her, but we did do a lady on one side, and what I'm trying to do is keep it soft. I'm a girl that just loves her color, and I just wanted to challenge myself to create a picture or a representation of a lady, but keeping her soft, trying to keep her more in tune with neutrals. And so anyway, just kind of challenge myself. So I wanted to put one girl where she's more facing this way, and then on this page try to make one more facing this way, and then we can see what maybe we can do to kind of join the two together. They already have the common background. So I'm gonna draw another girl. Oh, my supplies. I have my Daniel Smith watercolors and some watercolor brushes. I've got my dual pans here of rinsing water, one to get the bulk and then one to really rinse. I've got a regular pencil and I have a graphite pencil. I have some cotton buds and I have my metal sharpener and a block white eraser. So that's pretty much what we're going to be using. I do have a couple of Sharpies on the ready, but I decided no Sharpie on her, so I'm going to try the same on this one, but we'll see. We will see. So I'm going to start with her, just basic outline of a face, not heading into too much detail here. Let's bring her jaw around so I can kind of know where to put a throat here. I'm glancing at her because I'm trying to keep them, kind of in the same size. And throat. And I can erase off of this. So if I need to erase, I can. And I am not an artist that says you can't erase. I erase. Okay, let's try putting some eyes in. Let's see where we get with that. So I hope you're having a good day. I hope that you've been in your craft space, your craft room, or wherever it is that you work, and maybe working on your journals. I would love to hear in the comments what kind of journal you're working on. This is a dilutions journal, but I would love to hear what kind of journal you're working in. Putting in the irises. And I want her to be kind of looking in more this direction. And nose. You're going to see more of this side than you can of the other side. Okay, so to me, her nose has shifted way too far this way. So let's try that again. Yeah. And I do have a fluffy brush because I'm rather not smear. Okay, so let's try lining this up again. So it would be more here, and then the tip of her nose more here, and then here. I think this is a little too far. Let's see where that gets us. Okay. And the tip of her nose looks quite dipped down. I don't like that look. Okay. And her lips. And there. Okay. Some eyelids. Pardon me. I think her chin is also heading in a bit of the wrong direction. So let's... Well, Julie Ann, for heaven's sakes, what else you gonna do? Don't answer that because I'm not sure we want to know. Okay, yeah, I like that better. All right. I think her throat is still okay. She just needed her chin moved over. All right, hair for her. Well, maybe I'll get, again, a bit of a shoulder. And then her body. Just maybe a little bit of a shoulder showing here. All right, so for her hair, I like the short, fluffy look. I think I'm going to make her hair just a little bit longer. Kind of like that. Might be a little too high, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, now I'm going to grab the graphite and try to get some shading in here. And this graphite goes far, so I don't want to overdo it, but I can always erase. So I'm just going to have a little darkness here. And this is going to be a little bit lighter. And then kind of the structure of her. And maybe just a little bit over there. And okay, let's see what that does if we take a cotton bud and kind of scrub it around and see what we think. This can be scary when you're suddenly getting all this dark, but you can't have lights if you don't have the dark. But I think that's just a little overwhelming at the top of her head. So I'm going to take some of this away. I don't think she needs quite that much. Kind of the flashlight under the chin look, you know, just a little too much. Okay. But the rest of it, I don't mind. I'm pretty okay with it. I think I'm going to make her mouth just a little more generous on the bottom here. Yeah. Okay. I want to get a little shading here. All right, let's see what we got. Let's try adding a little color. I keep looking at the other one, and it's not because I'm trying to repeat them by any means, but it's more that I want them to look like a pair. You know what I mean? I don't want them like necessarily like bookends, but I want to kind of create the same mood from one side to the other. Okay, I'm going to get into this blue. I think that's the, nope, it wasn't the Phthalo Blue, but it is now. That's all right. It was probably the ultramarine, but we're going to go ahead and add a little Phthalo Blue, just a touch. Not going to make those bright, wild eyes like I tend to make. I like those, but, you know, I'm just trying to keep it soft, keep it soft. Okay, let's get some of this pinkish tone and see about working in some cheeks. And it seems like I spend more time taking pigment off or softening the edges than really putting it on. But that's okay. Okay, a little on this side. I'm not going to see as much on this side. I think I have a hair. Well, we'll just have to see. I think it's, there it goes. Okay, like a brush hair. Let's take away the sharp edge. I'm just mopping up water right now. Okay, now her lips. I'm going to give her this, and this is strong. This is cadmium red, and it's strong. So, let's see. Okay. If it's too strong, I can just take it off with some water. Her upper lip is always a little darker than the bottom lip. And how's that? I think it's okay. Softening up the edges. Because this is not an absorbent surface, the paint is kind of laying on top, and that's why it will give you a little bit more of a strong edge than if you were working on a watercolor paper. And that's why I keep blurring out the edges, because it is wanting to, you know, just sit and dry. Okay. Okay. I'm going to get this, it's kind of a burnt sienna kind of a color. And I'm just going to add a little of the quinacridone gold and work on some shadow areas. I'm just trying to give it a little warmth instead of just that cold, hard gray of the graphite. A little outline of her shoulder. And I keep leaning back in my chair because I can kind of see a little differently. Okay, I'm going to get some of this, add it to this shadow that would just be here. And under her nose, her nostrils. Okay. Lighten this up a bit. Soften it more than, I don't really necessarily want it to be lighter. Just a little bit softer. Okay. And I'm going to add a little of this on her eyelids. Okay. And I'm going to soften this. Okay. I didn't draw in her eyebrows, and I want those to be really just soft. Let's get the cotton bud and just blur that in a little bit. Okay, I think they're wet. I was going to say I was thinking about shading in just a little bit, but her eyes are wet from working on them, so we'll just give it a minute. I've got a little bit of this pink that I'm going to add to the corners of her eyes because I just think it adds to the roundness and the life of them. Just a little. Yeah. Then I have this color, and it's called Shadow Violet. I'm just going to grab a small amount of this, and I want to put it right over the top of her eye, over the white part, the sclera, over the iris, and just create that shadow that our eyelids create for all of us. And I'm just picking up some of the paint and water. Okay. Hair color. Hair color. Well, how about kind of a chestnutty kind of a brown, and that starts really sometimes with more of a red tone. So I'm going to just go very light with just a little bit of this red tone. And this is going to be really quite a bit more in the shadow. Okay, now I'm going to go into this burnt sienna color and hit a shadow under where I added some of that red. And then kind of give her a hairline. And this is going to be a little bit darker. And maybe here, a little of both. And let's see on this underside. All right, let's start blurring this out a little bit. I'm just working the color around, trying to soften everything. I don't want it to just be an exact place that you can say, well, here's a line and here there isn't. You know what I mean? I just want it to kind of feel like one. And I don't want to just completely cover all of the background either, because I think that's what's giving it more of a shine. I'm gonna get some of this sienna color again, and I'm going real light. Okay, and she's going to need some clothes, just a little bit of some kind of a suggestion. Well, let's see. She's wearing blue, so maybe this one could wear this amethyst color. I think that's pretty. And we'll give her a bit of a sleeve. And then just is showing just a touch over here. And then we need a kind of a neckline. Don't really want to do a whole lot more. Okay. I want to do something with her hair a little more over here. You know, she may need some hair strands. I'm going to add just a little bit of that red. I'm just trying to be really in control here because I could just go wild and put them everywhere. Okay. I don't want to do very much more than this. Maybe just a little. Get that red. Just wear a red hair or two is kind of glistening. Okay. All right, her eyes are dry. I'm going to add to her eye a little bit of this green. Yeah. Her eyes were awfully washed out. Okay. That's a little too deep here. Yeah. Nope. I got rid of all the whole white of her eye. And I don't want to do that. So I'm just trying to lift that up. Hit it with a clean cotton bud. And there we go. Okay. Now see if we can do that again with just a tad more control, huh? There we go. I still have to add her pupils. Okay. I'm just looking from right eye to left eye because you know what, pretty much what you have in one eye you should have in the other eye because they're both looking in the same direction, and so they would be picking up on the same reflections and what have you. Now I'm going to go back because I think I lost some of that shadow violet. And I'm just going to put a little back in. Very little. Okay. All right. I can tell you she will look more human once we get some of those pupils in. Giving in a couple more little hair softening features. Well, I wish I could hear your voices. I like to know what you think. I think she needs more shading in those lips. I really do. I think her lips look just a little bit flat. All right, let's see what this does. Okay, well, that's extreme. We can lift some of that up. All right, white block, do your thing. Okay, even more. I don't know if I made it a good situation or a bad situation. I really don't. But I had to do something because they really were awfully flat. Let's get some of that color back in and see if that will help. Yeah. Yeah, I'm okay with this. That's better. Now, bring it around just ever so slightly. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at adding some pupils. And I just want to do that with the graphite. Okay. That looks good to me. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm picking up, I was thinking it was like a harsh line, but it's just that this is really white and this is really beige. So there's not much I can do about that line there. But that's okay. That's okay. I think I'm going to add a little pink here to kind of contrast some of this yellow. Now, if I really wanted to cancel out yellow, purple is your color. But I think that would start to, I'd be getting into that, almost carnival colors that I like so well. And I don't want to go in that direction because I can just lose control. All right, I'm going to take this little bit of this sepia color and hit the eyes again. And I'm trying to create more of a shadow than I am a, not cosmetics. I'm not trying to do that. And a little bit of a shadow over here for her nose. Okay. It's trying to shape up her nose a little bit more. Okay. Now, get rid of this dark line there. Okay. All right. Well, I'm leaning back to try to see. I'm going to add some bit of eyelashes, not much. And a little here. And a little here. And just a little bit on this edge. Okay, I like that. Okay. Yes. I'm happy with this. All right. So then I'll give it a think. You do it too and see if there's something we might want to do. I might just leave them the way they are. Signing up. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you found this helpful, maybe inspirational. I would love to hear what you're doing in your journals. So if you would consider please giving me a thumbs up if you like the video, and subscribe to my channel, ring the bell, and then you'll be notified every time I put a new video up. Thank you so much for coming. I will see you in the next video. Bye.